today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to take better Instagram photos. My Instagram is at Ella_Elbells. If you don't already follow it, you totally should. And this is kind of what my feed / pictures look like right now. And this is what it looks like 2 years ago. So as you can see, my Instagram has definitely improved. And I thought I'd share with you guys some of my tips on how to keep a good Instagram and take good photos. So without further ado, let's get started. So my first tip is just to find inspiration. Now this seems super obvious, but honestly it can be so helpful to have a sort of picture style that you're like aspiring for and then work from there. So some great places to find inspiration are Pinterest. If you go to like the photography section of Pinterest or just search like Instagram photo ideas, you'll get a ton of results. And also just following a bunch of different people on Instagram, just like seeing what their styles are, what you like about it, maybe what you want to incorporate into your Instagram style, and all of that kind of stuff. Personally, I love following like fashion bloggers and like lifestyle people on Instagram whose job is specifically like Instagram. They always have the best photos. Here are a couple of accounts that I just love right now, and their feeds are just like so amazing. But honestly, Pinterest has definitely been like my main resource for photo inspiration. I actually have a Pinterest board where I pin all the photos that I like on Pinterest and like that I'm pulling inspiration from for my own photos. Now for actually taking your photos, my number one tip is to find good lighting. Now, people don't really think about this all the time, but there definitely are lightings that are more flattering than others and that just like look better when edited. So basically you want to find a light that is going right towards your face instead of like over top lighting or like very one-sided lighting. It's just a lot more flattering and it can make your pictures look a lot better. So here's an example of some lighting that isn't so flattering. As you can see, it's coming from kind of overhead and it's not so flattering on my face. I mean, it makes my nose really stand out and then the rest of my face is kind of like in the shadows. And here's an example of some lighting that looks much better, taken the exact same day, just a little bit of a different location. And here the light is just more coming straight on and it's a lot more even. Also, something I love to do is shoot around golden hour, which is around like 4 to 6 p.m. depending on what time of year it is. I love to shoot in front of the sun, so the sun is behind me, and it really just makes your photos seem like super magical and it gives them a very like warm feel, which I personally like to have on my Instagram. Okay, so now on to angles. Now this is super important when you're taking photos, and a lot of people don't really think about this, but if you are taking like a full body shot, especially with like an iPhone, it's definitely more flattering to shoot from a slightly lower angle than eye level instead of overhead, like with the camera's up here and you're kind of at like this angle. Shooting from a slightly lower angle will make you look much taller and it's just a lot more flattering. Also, something I've invested in recently is a wide angle lens. If you are looking to take more professional photos with like an actual DSLR camera, a wide angle lens is great, especially for like outfit pictures. First of all, it makes you look much taller, especially with, like I said, the kind of low angle. And also it's a great way to kind of capture like all your surroundings and get everything you want in the photo. iPhone lenses are actually also pretty wide angle, so you can do a lot of the same things with an iPhone lens, but just a little tip for you guys, especially if you're looking to create more like lifestyle, fashion, blogger-esque photos, a wide angle lens is definitely the way to go. I'll link the one I use down below. Okay, now poses. If you're not a natural born model, then posing can be a little bit hard. It took me years to get down posing and not looking like super uncomfortable or unflattering. And really the main goal here is just to find what angles work best for you. So for some people, you might want to tilt your head up a little bit. Some people like to tilt their head down a little bit, maybe a little bit to the side. Honestly, it's different for everyone depending on what features you want to accentuate. Honestly, just practice in front of your mirror, look up pose ideas on Pinterest or other people's Instagrams, see what you like doing. Since I am short, I also like to kind of stick my leg out a little bit in front. A lot of people also will bend one knee. I don't personally like to do that because I think it makes me look a little bit shorter, but if it looks good on you, then do that in your photos. But also, you don't want to do the same pose in every single photo. Some of my go-to poses are sticking one foot out in front, kind of smiling with my eyes closed, looking to the side, kind of the casual, like, model Brandy Melville-esque photo where you kind of lean on one hand. We got the soft smile, we got the big smile, we got the classic smize photo. If you ever watched America's Next Top Model, smiling with your eyes, it's like kind of where you pout your lips and then you keep your eyes, like you don't open them too much so they would look like they do when you're smiling, except you're not actually smiling. Also, we got the classic hair hold photo, hands up in the air. There are seriously tons of different pose ideas. Those are just some of the kinds I like to do, but once again, Pinterest is a great outlet for inspiration for everything that comes to Instagram. Okay, so editing apps. Now this is probably the biggest game changer for getting your Instagram looking how you want. So my favorite apps are VSCO, Snapseed, Facetune, and of course Lightroom. Now I do edit most of my photos in Lightroom, and I use a preset that I personally made, and I know a lot of other big Instagrams also use Lightroom, and they either make their own presets or buy presets online from other people. But if I'm not editing on Lightroom, I almost always use VSCO, and I use the filter A6 on most of my photos, and I'll normally like make the tint a little bit more pink, make the temperature a little bit warmer, brighten it up a lot, and I pretty much do variations of that for all of my photos. If you want a cohesive theme, it is best to kind of do the same general type of photo editing style and everything, just so they will look more cohesive and put together when you look at them all in like a feed. Also, Snapseed has this feature where it's like you can select a certain color from the photo and just edit that. And I mostly use Snapseed for if my face has like some very uneven shadows on it, I'll actually select like the darker shadow portion of my face and just brighten that. And it can really change how the photo looks, especially if the lighting isn't too flattering. Here's an example of a before and after photo where I used that feature on Snapseed. It is a pretty small change, but I personally think it did a lot to the photo and it made me like it a lot better. Also, Facetune. I know it kind of has a bad rap. I'm not saying use it to like change your body shape and like morph things in weird ways, but it is a great and easy app to use to make your photos just a little bit better, whether that's just like whitening your teeth, getting rid of a pimple, whitening a wall in the background of a photo, adding a couple extra flowers to the background. It's things as little as that can make your photos just that much better. I've actually used Facetune to like change the color of walls. So if I'm standing in front of like a beigey wall, I might turn it yellow like I did on this photo. And since I like to keep my feed pretty colorful, I'll do that every once in a while with Facetune, and it's super easy and it's definitely more convenient than Photoshop or something like that. And last but not least, if you are looking to keep a cohesive theme on your Instagram, I actually use this app called Snug, and it basically loads your Instagram feed onto the app, and you can basically add photos to your existing feed to see what they would look like once you post them. It doesn't actually post photos to Instagram, but you can see what they would look like all together on your Instagram profile. So I'll do that every once in a while just to see when it would be best to post certain photos and what would look best next to other photos. I know it's like super extra, but if you are looking to go that extra mile with your Instagram, this is definitely a great app to get. So yeah, those are all my tips on how to take good Instagram pictures. I kind of just scratched the surface here, so if you want a more in-depth video, let me know in the comments down below, or if you want me to go in depth on a more specific topic, let me know which one. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you are not already, make sure you are subscribed down below. I post new videos every single Saturday. And of course, make sure to follow me on Instagram. It is at Ella_Elbells, the same as my Twitter. And yeah, I will see you guys soon. Bye!